Hey, good morning, YouTube. It is overcast Sunday morning, April 30th, 2017, and yes, it is my birthday. We are working on the old Boyertown stepvan today, and I'm going to replace the starter. It wasn't sounding too good, and the starter drive doesn't stay in like it had ought to. It's not too bad to get to. You can kind of get under it. You can kind of get through the floor with the motor cover removed. But I wanted to show everyone something that we've been doing. My dad and I used to race cars for a long time, and when we would build our cars, we would build these cars to come apart and go back together quickly. Often you'd race a Friday night at one track, Saturday at another, and you might hurt a motor or hurt something and need to take the engine apart or out and put another engine back in and do it quickly. And there's a lot of tricks that you can do when you build an engine that allow that to happen quickly. And the task for today is to replace the starter in this. And if any of you ever taken starters out, as long as you can get to the bolts, it's usually not too bad to take the starter out, because once you get the last bolt out, the starter basically falls to the floor. The trick then becomes putting the starter back in, because they're a little bit heavy. They probably weigh, 10, 12 pounds or something. They usually have to reach up through all the suspension and exhaust and so forth to get the starter in place, and then you have to fight the bolts in. So if you were to dissect how much time it takes to change a starter and just figure out how much time it actually takes you to start the bolts, and then when you're done, your arms are greasy, all scratched up, your shoulders hurt, your fingers hurt. It just wasn't a good day. Well, think about how we used to do it, and not use bolts when you go back together, but use studs. So this is these had 5/16 bolts in them, and of course when I went down and got the starter at NAPA this morning, and the first customer today, I said I need a couple 5/16 studs. And then when you go to put the starter on, you're simply sliding it over the studs. So I buy my studs just a little bit long. Of course, this has a shoulder on it. So it gives you a lot of advantages too, as long as you've got room, and you've got room to slide the starter all the way on and off. Of course, that'll work as well with intake manifolds, exhaust manifolds, as long as you got room to slide them out and slide them back on. Just think of how easy it would be to just hang the gasket and then just put the component on. Whether it's a water pump or, again, exhaust or headers, and in this case a starter. Maybe it doesn't work for intake manifolds on V8s and stuff like that because you've got angles to consider, but think of the components that you can and how much time it will save. It takes hours out of an engine swap by doing little tricks like this. So I've already got one of the studs installed. Can I get the camera down there? There it is. Do you see that? Now let's see if I can do the other one and keep you in frame here. See there, I'm just threading it in by hand. You could throw a couple of nuts on the other end of this stud and wrench tight it, which I probably won't bother with. There we go. Nice and tight. Now, can I do this starter one-handed? Might be a trick. Can you see anything if I set this thing right there? Oh, look at that. Okay, set the camera on the intake manifold. Now I'm going to go down with a starter with... Still might be a little tricky. Might be a little tricky. Here, a little tricky. I'm probably going to have to go at it from underneath. Because it's kind of heavy. But let's give her a shot. One-handed so far. I might lose it. Oh my. Did you see that? Am I all the way on? Oh, I probably didn't get the bottom of the stud. No, I didn't do it. Okay. I didn't think this was going to be that great of an idea to try to do it one-handed from up on top. You know what? Okay. I don't think I have a choice but to drop it on the ground. Go at it from underneath. Yeah. Hey, there's a starter. And I brought the nuts and washers with me. Tried to shortcut it and to put the starter on from below the floor. And just didn't work. Come on. There we go. We're home free now. So I've got a flat washer there. I got a ground strap, which is a great idea to put a ground at. Right at the starter. And then thread the nut on. And there we go. So that one will hold it for a little bit. Come back up and do the other one. Find my hardware. 2 washers and a nut. Okay, bottom one's on and it is snug. There's a bug and a rug. Got the ground strap on. And I put a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut on this guy. And there you go. Let me show you tightening those up on camera. You've all seen nuts tightened and so forth, and I just got to throw the battery cable back on and we'll be good to go. So anyway, you can see just how easy life could be if every opportunity you had to put a stud in, you did. And back in our days, our racing days, we used to cut holes in the firewall and put studs in the bell housing that made aligning the transmissions pretty easy. Like we would pull we'd make a plate for the inside that we would unbolt the inside of the car. We didn't have carpet, nothing like that in there. And you could just reach through with an impact wrench and an extension and pull all the bell housing bolts with an impact wrench and just pull the engine or the transmission separately. So there you go. Whenever you can, replace your stud or your bolts with studs. Here were the factory bolts, and now we got studs. If I ever have to do this again, A, it'll be easy. B, it'll be free because that's a lifetime warranty starter from NAPA. Okay, that's it. We're gonna tighten up the bolts and put the starter cable back on, and haven't run this for a month or so, so we'll fire this up today. Today's my birthday. I got some folks coming out to the shop today to celebrate my birthday, and maybe I'll clean up just a little bit out here. It's always a mess. And here we go. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one.